So just to recap, there is a lot of footage missing from the video. We just wanted to recap on the days that we don't have on the video. That'd be days 1 and 2, really, of our hunt. I got Ryan here. We're just going to recap and talk over it, and maybe at the end of the video do a lessons learned from this hunt, because it was a lot of stuff that we learned over the hunt. So going into day 1, we decided to go up on top of Beaver Creek, and that's where we had the trail cam set up. And we got up there, got up to the top.
Did a lot of bugling.
Did
no
a lot
responses.
of bugling. Yeah, a lot of bugling, no responses, and just didn't see much of anything. We saw a lot of sign, but no animals. I found a nice sunny spot on the side of the mountain, decided to take a nap, and continued to walk on. Walked about another, 2 miles after that nap, and then just turned around and headed back to the truck at a different route. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
All right, and then later that evening, we decided to go to the bottom side, or the bottom of Beaver Creek.
Walking on the road
And
that's
we
closed.
we walked in on the main road that's closed, and didn't see much of anything.
Weather rolling in, started raining.
Yeah, it started raining. The wind was blowing trees down left and right up there. We kind of made the joke that every time Ryan bugles,
A tree falls.
a tree had fallen down.
Yeah, every time Ryan calls, a tree falls.
So that was kind of the excitement right up until we got to this beaver created pond, and we were just messing around, practicing our calls. We weren't too worried about scaring animals away or anything like that, and we had a bull fire off. So Ryan and I took off, and
He got super annoyed with us.
he got super annoyed with us. Ryan saw him. How big was he, Ryan?
He was a 5x5.
Yeah.
He was on top of the mountain and just wasn't coming any lower. I could see him moving across the top of the mountain through the trees, through the binoculars. So he's about 400 meters away, 500 meters, just letting us have it, letting us know he's there, but wasn't coming down towards us.
And then we hiked up on this old abandoned road, thinking that's where he was, and we can probably call him in to where we were. Either he would come in aggressively, or he'd come in ready to get a girlfriend for the night. So we were trying everything, but everything kind of went silent. So we just kind of backed out of there slowly and made a plan to get back up there the next day.
It was getting really wet and windy and rainy, and it's time to get out of there. So day 3, we decided that we're gonna go try to get this pond out that we saw. So we went on this elk highway that I knew existed from last year from rifle season, and we went up there and we started going, calling all day. No responses. So we just continued pushing on through there. We're about probably 4 miles in. Decided, oh, it's lunchtime, so get on top of this little knob. We're sitting on a log and about have my sandwich out, and this bull fires off like right down the ridge, like super loud, which was exciting because my son was with me.
Within 100 yards.
Yeah, but that was exciting because I had my son with me. He's never been elk hunting, and having a bull fire off that close to us got some hairs standing up, and my son excited, and so we grabbed the bow and grabbed our calls, and we pushed down the ridge from where we were eating lunch and tried to set up on him. But this bull, man, he was sneaky. he was right down there, but by the time we got down there and set up, he wasn't really responding anymore, and he just kind of snuck off right on the other side of the ridge, or other side of the knob, and that was the end of him.
Yeah, and then shortly after that, we kind of just made our way back. We went back and ate lunch where we left our packs, and finished our lunch, and the rain and the weather was just miserable for us, so and we had to start thinking about getting off the mountain and getting back to town to drop off Ryder. So we that's when we decided, and we just called it quits that day, and took care of the things that we needed to take care of. Day 4 of our hunt. Days 2, 3, and 1 proved successful in Unit 39. We got into the bulls. We've been getting able to get closer and closer. We just felt like we were pressuring them a little much, so we decided to cruise on over to Unit 43, where we're going to focus on getting Ryan an elk. But we also discovered that antlered and antlerless deer are also available to us with archery, so packing the bow just in case. Joella making her way through the bushes. I think she's stuck. There she is. Day 5, decided to come up to a little town called Fairfield. Second day for my brother in Unit 44. Found this pretty neat little trail, kind of see behind me. Brought us back into this really awesome canyon. We heard an elk bugle, so we're trying to get him to get fired up with some cow calls and just little bugles. What do you think? We got our trusty Joella here, hanging out, helping us. She's got the binoculars. She's gonna look at the things far away, and she's gonna help us pack out in hopes that we give her some of our elk. So this morning, we got out of the Jeep. As soon as we got out of the Jeep, we heard a bull's bugle. So we drove over to the ridge that they were bugling from. Now they're just going crazy around us. I'll leave the video playing so maybe you can hear it. I can't hear a word. Alright, day 7 of our hunting trip. Day 6 proved successful. Was able to get a spike bull after a lot of hiking and a lot of calling, and then the work started and plunged down a mountain with the whole elk on mine and Ryan's back. About 3 miles from the truck, we dropped him off and walked back to the truck. Both of us ran out of water shortly after shooting this elk, so we were pretty thirsty by the time we got down to the creek that we used our life straws to get some water and rehydrate ourselves a little bit. Day 7 kind of started off kind of slow for us. We were hurting pretty bad and pretty sore and pretty tired after that long day yesterday, getting that bull out of there. that we kind of woke up a little bit late and cleaned up around camp, and then took off towards Sun Valley to try to fill Ryan's elk tag. And like I said earlier in the video, we discovered that deer is also available to us. So as we're driving up this canyon, we're just goofing off. We're gonna go check out a lake, see if it looks promising for tomorrow, and for some elk. We saw this doe, so Ryan and Joella are up there in this tree line trying to sneak in on this doe. I'll flip you around and show you here pretty soon, to see if you can fill at least a deer tag. Alright, I'm walking down this road from the truck. I'm gonna see if I can get it to where we can at least see the animal and the doe that Ryan and Joel are going after right now. What?
I missed her.
You missed her.
Yeah. You got 2 shots off.
No, 2 shots off.
Check out this broadhead.
And you got all your arrows back, huh? That's good.
Yeah. That's what took us a while. We were trying to find his last arrow.
Stuck in it.
Yeah.
Check out that one.
Oh, dang, what'd you hit?
A log. A stump like this.
Stump.
Yeah, it was stuck.
Well, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
Live and you learn, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You got
It was pretty
anything you want to
freaking
say
cool,
to
though.
people?
His second shot was 47 yards.
47.
Yeah. Like, I saw her first.
All right. Day 7 of a 10-day hunt for elk and deer and just anything that we can use to fill our tags legally with. It's coming to an end. We got a long drive ahead of us to get back to camp. Ryan, you got anything, closing remarks you want to say for the day?
Tritium shit's bright.
Joella? You can't really see her. She's back there now.
It's a long drive to get to some good hunting spots.
Yep, we're slowly discovering that the Smokey Bennett tag for general archery is not worth everything. So we'll just keep pushing on. We'll count it as a lesson learned and try out some new areas in these 2 units tomorrow. Talk to you guys then. All right, so not even kidding. As soon as I said goodbye on the last little clip, we almost ran over 3 deer. Day 8 hunting. We found a nice little creek canyon area. It's gonna bring us out on some benches. And we're gonna try to get Ryan an elk. Today's our final day for archery elk, for at least the time that we have. We're gonna be packing up camp tomorrow and back home. And so we're gonna try to push it hard today, see what we can get. Gotta try to help Ryan fill a tag. Well, this drainage proved to be empty. There were a lot of elk up in here, probably early in the season, but hunting pressure and just the outdoor recreation activities that this area of Idaho has just probably drove them out.
What did we see? A goddamn thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We didn't see a thing. Went up this creek. Looked pretty promising on the maps. Got up here, not a thing. We're pretty sure we heard Bigfoot throw a tree across the forest up here. And
Saw a big footprint.
saw a big footprint, allegedly.
I got a picture of it, prove it.
Joel's got a picture of it to prove it, Ryan says. We just ate lunch. I'm gonna get back at it in another canyon or another creek somewhere in this unit. All right, here we are. The last couple of hours of hunting. We got a hot tip from a friend that was hunting up here in 43. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to tag out because one of his bowstrings snapped. So he gave us a hot tip. Pretty sweet location. I'll turn around so you can kind of see what we got going on here. We got Ryan and Joella set up right over there, and then I'm gonna be set up kind of behind this willow bush behind me. Right now I'm kind of out in front just to see if I can get any elk in sight coming down the mountain. They're gonna cross this river and we're gonna be able to get into them according to our hot tip. This is where they're crossing the river every night. I just don't know which direction. Didn't get that kind of information from him. But if I had to guess, they're coming from the top of that mountain and coming down into the river, kind of hanging out, being down in the valley for the night, so it's nice and cool. So we're all set up here. It's been about an hour now, and to be honest with you, we're not too far from a campground. It's just literally on the other side of these bushes here. But this is where our hot lead was. We got back here. Smells like elk. Elk have definitely been moving through here. I've been doing some cow calls every now and then just to try to make it calm around here. And one of the campers over behind us heard us, so he started bugling and chuckling at us. Pretty entertaining, not bad. Maybe it's some really cool elk hunter guy who's pretty famous. You can see Ryan set up over there. Joella's kind of to his back and right, hidden in some bushes. She's gonna try to help him watch his arrow and also videotape anything that might happen. But so far, it's turning into a dud of a spot. That's probably because of the pressure now, especially with the camp right behind us.
Day 10 of us hunting. We're over here on a riverbank right now, trying to get a bull or a cow in. We're using our cow call, we're not using our bugle because we're too close to some other campers and hunters. We just had like a bugling cow or with another hunter we're pretty sure about. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the river's literally like right over there from us. Just kind of hanging out, seeing what we can find, seeing what we can see. Hopefully we get something down because it's the last day for Ryan for hunting for elk over here in 43. He's just right there chilling like a villain, eating his trail mix. Zane is somewhere over in this area. He's our caller. As you can see, I'm kind of in a little bit of an area to where I can film everything that's going on. I don't know if you can see, but all of this is like a riverbank. And the river is literally like right over there. Let's hope we get something. Be pretty entertaining if we can turn this situation around and see if we can call in a hunter. That'd be pretty funny. All right, so this being our first elk hunt with in the archery season, we actually learned a lot from this trip. Some of the big ones that stand out for me are canvas bags, the cheesecloth bags, socks, the Alaska game bags that we normally use,
work really well for getting the animal off the mountain, but as soon as we get back to camp, we should definitely be putting those in some canvas bags. Keeps the flies off of them, keeps them in a little bit more of a controlled environment that way. And you can get the waterproof ones, so we can put them in ice that's melting and creating some water, or if we have to, put them in a creek. They're waterproof, it'll keep it cool that way. That's some of the things that one of the things that I've learned. Another thing that I've learned is the elk are going to come when you least expect it. That lunch elk, we weren't expecting to see anything. Kind of just learning that when it's raining outside and it's miserable, the animals are laying down. That wasn't the case with that lunch elk that we saw on the top of the mountain before we had to get off to take Ryder back to town.
Yeah, on day 3.
On day 3. Ryan, lessons?
So one of the biggest lessons I learned was satellite bulls. Be ready for a satellite bull to come up on you. So one of the days, I can't remember what day it was, but we got into herd of about 50 or 60 elk. We're glassing this one big bull across the ravine. On the
Big
other
herd
side,
bull, 6x6.
yeah, well, here we are, we're calling him, we're trying to get him to come in, and had no idea this 4x4 satellite bull was right below us. And I mean, I'm the caller, so I'm standing up right next to the archer guy, my brother, and this big old 4x4 comes up without no sound, no nothing, and he just pokes his head up, and we see horns, and we're like, oh crap. So we hit the deck, and we're in terrible positioning, and I couldn't move back the 40 yards or whatever to try to get him to come closer.
Yeah, it wasn't until
he got close.
Yeah, he got within 10 yards of us. It was kind of interesting. And Ryan was able to actually move away because I came to draw on him, and he kind of took off down the hill just a little bit because he kept coming back to check out Ryan, but he was able to get back a few yards from me and keep up the cow calls. He just never presented a good target, or otherwise I would have had a 4x4 instead of a spike.
Yeah.
Other lessons learned,
setups.
Yeah, our setups. That was the big one. I mean,
starting off, we were pretty bad.
Yeah, starting off, we were really bad. But by the time it came down to it, we had the setup perfectly. The bull just came in at a different angle than what we were expecting, but we were set up well enough that we didn't have to do much adjusting, just a little bit of me pivoting to get a shot on him.
Yeah, then again, we weren't prepared when that spike rolled in, but we were in a better position. I was further away, and when I saw the spike coming in, I was out in the middle of the open. I'm like, hold still, because this bull's right there, and he was over by some trees, and as soon as I got my opportunity to move, the bull went behind some trees that were standing there. I got my opportunity to move and duck down behind the other side of the ridge and continue my call. And this spike just comes trying to look for me. I can see him through the bushes, and he's just looking around, just like looking.
He's eyeballing me every now and then, but most of his focus is on Ryan. Every now and then he's looking at me.
Yep, I was a pretty sexy cow elk that day. But he comes in, then I hear the arrow fly through the air, and I pull my binoculars instantly, and I just see blood just pouring out of his side. I'm like, oh man, we got this guy. But yeah, setup. That is probably the most crucial part about archery that we learned this year. Yeah, is getting at least 40 yards back and try to set up from where you hear the elk calling and where the shooter wants to be, and me, the caller, setting up to where this bull will come to me in front of the archer within a reasonable range. Anywhere from 30 to 50 yards is reasonable, I would say, here for Idaho now. Yeah. Anything closer is pretty slim.
Another
opportunity.
Another lesson that I learned is don't count on the 20 to 30 yard shots when it comes to these elk. Here in Idaho, at least, 20 to 30 yards. If you can get that, good for you. But in our experience, we're looking at anywhere from 40 to 50 yards. So if you're not a very strong shooter, those distances, get that way.
I would say forget your 20 yard pin. Go 30, 40, 50 yards, because
if you're setting up,
you
your
could always Kentucky windage for 20 or 10 yards.
Yeah. And another valuable lesson: keep your rangefinder on you. When I shot that spike, I didn't have my rangefinder really handy. I kind of could guesstimate where he was, but if I would have been able to just range him, I would have felt a little more confident, because at first I thought I missed him completely. But Ryan, when I got up to Ryan, where he was when I shot him, he reassured me that I hit him. So
yeah, binoculars, had eyes on. But no blood. Oh, blood trails for finding these elk. So when I saw the blood pouring out of the side of this elk, that was like, I went over there expecting to see a pool of blood. No, not this case.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I swear I saw him hit him. I saw all this blood on the side. But we followed his tracks up, and we get up over across the other side of the ridge where I saw him cross over, and I'm like, still no blood. And I was getting really upset because I knew we hit him. And then was like, well, we'll just take this one down here. And I looked over, and there he is.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. He's focused on blood, and I'm looking for bodies. I'd say if you're looking for an elk, that's a good way to do it. Have someone trying to find those blood trails and keep following the blood trail if you do get one. But have someone that's scanning the horizon and scanning everywhere else out in the distance, looking for that body.
Yeah, I think next year we'll bring hydrogen peroxide to be able to spray on the ground, see if we get fuzz. Or not fuzz, fizzles, bubbles.
Fizzles. Another thing, make sure you bring plenty of water.
Oh yeah, we ran out of water that trip.
Yeah, after I shot my elk, shortly after that, we're in the processing. We both ran out of water, and
we were still 3 miles.
And we were still
down
quite a
this.
ways from
3 miles down this, or
from the
7 miles
truck
back
like
down like this, and we're like, I'm gonna go the hard way.
And if you are going to be a stubborn person and not pack enough water, at least pack a life straw.
That's
or
what we
some
ended
kind
up
of
using.
filtration straw. That's what we ended up using when we got down to the bottom of the creek. We just put our straws in the water
Lifesaver.
and went to town. We needed it bad too. Let's see. Practice your calling. Throughout our trip, our calls got progressively better.
Hearing what the elk sound like, what they're doing, what the herd bull's doing, rounding up their cows. Because we had no idea when we got into that big herd that this herd bull was trying to get his cows out of there. And so later that night we reflected on it, and it's like, I saw that bull kind of nudging his cows out of that. And I don't think those bull calls were, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
There's a bull over here and I don't want any part of this. Let's just go.
And I think, just expect the unexpected. And, when you least expect the elk to show up, they're going to show up.
Yep. Oh, and cow talk yourself into herds.
Yeah, and
Found out that works. Set block the crap out of your stuff, and you can cow talk yourself right into the middle of these herds as long as you don't get busted by a couple cows.
Yeah, visually busted, not scent busted.
Yeah, visually busted. Yeah, we got into a herd of probably 100 of them, just right in the middle of them, watching two bulls just raking our horns, and it's crazy to see two 6x6 herd bulls in, this herd. You just got mad, and the herd bull was probably bigger.
Yeah, he was probably bigger.
And maybe it's more learning for us, but sitting there watching these two big bulls and a herd bull allowing these bulls to be in there was kind of weird to me.
All right, so elk season's over. Deer season's still going on, rifle. I've got a few trips planned for it. Ryan may or may not come with me on it. He hasn't decided one way or the other.
It's just mule deer.
Yeah, just mule deer. We're not super excited about it, and if we don't, if things don't pan out for us in mule deer season, I'm trying to convince him to go up north to maybe get a whitetail and see what we can do with it. But stay tuned for some more hunting videos, and I've got a few more personal ones with some of my coworkers and friends. I'm going to introduce to you the new hunter for next year.
Yeah, he's going to be doing Hunter's Ed.
Yeah, he's going to be doing Hunter's Ed this year. So
he's going to be sitting in. He's going to be our deer taker.
Yeah, he's gonna.
We'll call him Mr. Deer Taker.
Yeah, Mr. Deer Taker. Yeah, he's gonna slay the deer next year. That's for sure. We're gonna teach him right.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for watching. We just wanted to share this video with the family mostly to just just tell the story of our hunting trip. We get it that the video might be a little bit longer, but by the time it's done, you know, less than 30 minutes. Just a fun experience. We just want to share a video with you, and
hopefully it helps you guys out from our experiences.
yeah, Dad, if you're going hunting. Again, this video is only going to be for the family. I'm gonna make it a YouTube video, but I'm only going to keep it private for family members, and that way we can just share our experiences. If you want to make a video and just share it with the family, by all means, send it to me and I'll put it on a YouTube page and make it a private for the family. But Mr. Deer Slayer over here, Mr. Elk Slayer over here, and Mr. Driver over here.
Mr. Misser.
All right, thanks for watching.